joining us today to talk about our stitching and other stuff. Today is Mother's Day, May 9th, and we wanted to record. It's been 2 weeks because we were out of town last weekend, so
yeah,
this is...
You'd think I had a lot of progress on a lot of stuff.
No, not as much. I think I had a pretty good, but I was on vacation, so
I don't know what I've been doing. This is not like me.
Holding a baby.
Huh?
Holding a baby. Because Judy's home.
Judy's home. Working. I don't know. I mean, I stitched. I know I stitched. But yeah, my bucket of goods, I looked at stuff and I thought, I don't think I worked on that in the last 2 weeks. I don't think I worked on it.
Maybe you just worked on a few things a lot.
Well, you'd think that too. There's one that I worked on quite a bit.
We have one girl with us today.
Okay.
One girl join us today. Do you want to show what you have first so you can go play again?
Sure.
Okay.
What do we got?
Here, I'm going to turn this a little bit. It might make it wash out a little bit. Just this one.
Oh, we're back on
to showing first. So this
Forest
is
Friends.
It was a Tiny Modernist, right? It's been so long that we've been working on this. So she's working on her third rectangle. And it's the deer, although you don't have any deer yet. What were you happy about this week?
Got the border done.
And I didn't make any mistakes.
And the border matched up. She was very excited. Mom, I did it. The border matches.
I am impressed, Millie. I'm so impressed.
Nice job. Oh, you can't really, I didn't see it, but there's some white for the tree.
Oh, there's the trees. Yeah, now I can see it on the side. Yeah.
For that tree up here in this corner.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's not showing up very well, but it will once you get the like little leaves.
Once you got that nasty border done, it's going to go fast.
And then are you going to be done? You're just doing 3, right?
Yep.
You're going to do 4?
Nope.
There's room.
Nope.
Nope. You have another thing to show too, right?
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna... Okay.
Did you work on these on vacation?
Yes.
Turn it again a little bit more.
Oh, your birthday piece that I gave you?
Spring. From the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. Really, no, you worked on this somewhere. I didn't see it. Turn it. There you go. Okay. So she
got one of the bee things, and now you're starting on the kitty's face.
Yes.
Oh, there's a part of an ear. Is that part of his ear?
Yes.
Oh, cute. Good progress.
But I'm missing a color, so
yeah, we're gonna go to Hobby Lobby.
You need to send me the list of colors that I didn't get you, because I do need. I have them written down somewhere, but if you can.
We have them written down, and I can just pick them up when we go to Hobby Lobby. I'm gonna try to go to Hobby Lobby.
Are you okay?
I'm hoping, because I'm missing a few colors that I need to.
Okay. If not, if you don't by Friday, I can pick them up when I go to Threadneedle Street. Bye, sweetie. I love you.
Don't trip on the cord. So I'm recording outside this week because when I was setting up, Jesse was watching the baseball game. So I thought, well, we'll try this outside. Hopefully we're on a pretty quiet road, but every, little bit a car will go by. And if it's just a regular car, hopefully it won't be too bad. But if it's a big loud truck, sorry.
You still watching? Is the still playing?
No, well, I think they might be, but it wasn't going very well. So I think he got tired and turned it off.
Well, we had the Sounders game on, Seattle Sounders soccer game on while we were eating our breakfast this morning, and they did win.
Good job, the Sounders.
Very exciting with my Sounders fans that live here.
I'm sure they were thrilled.
So my Sam that's getting married and his fiance came and made me Mother's Day brunch. We got together as a family minus Sarah.
I know.
Last night with the other with all 3 sons and their families, but then Sam and Ashley did brunch today, and they made me chicken and waffles, and I've never had chicken and waffles before, and it's a lot of food, and I'm really kind of full still. And I told Sarah, we're supposed to go out to dinner with some friends of ours tonight, and I'm like, I can't even think about what's going to sound good because nothing sounds good.
Yeah, maybe just.
I kind of laugh because I'm sitting there eating that, going, who in the world thought, hey, I've got some waffles, let's just throw some chicken on here too. This will be good. I don't understand this concept. It was good, But how did it happen? Who?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've never really had chicken and waffles either that I can think of. Definitely not like together, chicken with waffles.
It would be better, like they brought KFC chicken, they didn't cook chicken, but it would be better with the little popcorn chickens because then you have the skin. Because I don't eat the skin on a chicken breast, so I didn't get the crunchy, salty with the sweet as much as you would if you had the popcorn chicken.
Yeah.
And they brought me this little bonus gift. I got a
Aw.
different gift last night from them, but they brought me a little spring raisin.
Oh, that's cute. We went to church this morning, and then Jesse took us, my husband said, let's go out for lunch. So we had heard there was a dim sum restaurant that had just opened up, and we had never got a dim sum before, although we know, like, my brothers all love it and rave about this one restaurant over there. So we decided to stop in and go get lunch there, and it was fun because it had just been opened up by people who owned one of our other favorite restaurants in the past, who we didn't realize had sold it. So we ended up seeing some of the people that we had been frequenting there. It was a pho restaurant they owned before, and so we used to go there all the time, and they kind of knew us in there because we would go in there every couple weeks, and the girls were really little, and cute little redheads kind of stand out where we live a little bit. So
Kinda.
that was really fun, and the dim sum was amazing and delicious. We just got different dumplings, and then tonight we didn't really have any big plans. We just got back from vacation a few days ago, so I told Jesse I didn't really want to do anything really big, and but our friends gave the girls for Christmas season tickets to the digital season of Pacific Northwest Ballet. And if we don't really talk a lot about ballet on here, but my girls are really great at ballet, and we have done it for a few years. And so we're going to watch they have one live, like a streaming ballet this week. It's not live. I think it's a pre-recorded from the past. Sometimes they'll pull something out of their vault that you can't really access somewhere. So we've invited those friends over to have dessert with us tonight. So kind of a low key, but really fun. The girls are looking forward to seeing that ballet. So that was kind of what we did for Mother's Day.
Sorry, I'm looking at my background, making sure there's no mess for Candy to pick up on.
Oh, not too bad.
Oh, the bike's still there.
Bike is still
There's
there.
a pile of clothes over here that you can't see. So that kind of move them. I'm all paranoid now.
I rearranged my back porch, but you can't really tell unless you had seen it before. But I have that nice couch that I moved against the window. It used to be on the other side along the railing that way. But it's under these birch trees, and the birds just poop on it all the time. And it's really hard to keep it clean. So, and we use it all the time. I don't want to cover it and uncover it all the time. So I just thought I'd move it, and then I put I have chairs still under those trees, but I think they're a little less susceptible to gathering the poop than the couch right against me. So
and cushions and everything.
Nice outside here. It's really feeling like early summer, even though it's just middle of May.
Yeah, it's been nice here too. Sarah and Jesse popped over here for a quick visit, a one-day visit, basically half a day visit to see baby Junie, and it was gorgeous. In fact, I had been in the house all day working at my desk, and I was chilly in the house. And then I went outside, and I'm like, whoa, it was like a early summer day. It was in the 70s. It was a little bit humid earlier in the day. We ate outside. We were out there for a long time before it started to cool down. Last night was cooler. It's been colder here again. But not too bad. Spring and summer is trying its best to get here. Trying. Life updates. I broke my tooth on the way to vacation, so that's been fun. And I'm gonna have a crown and something called a gingivectomy, which I'm really looking forward to. Don't Google it. No, I'm not gonna Google it. And if you've had one and it wasn't horrendous, then you can tell us that. But if it was horrendous, don't tell me. Basically, he's gonna have to cut away some of my gum because the tooth broke all the way down. I know people that have had it. I don't remember them being like. No, I mean, the gal at the desk said it'll just be ibuprofen. You'll be fine after a little ibuprofen. But I mean, the word gingivectomy is terrifying. Ectomy means bad, no matter what. Ectomy and ginger, like gingivitis. So put those two together and make gingivectomy, and I'm just not sure who came up with it to name it that. You birthed 3 children. Named it like
rainbow procedure or something.
We're going to have to do an emergency rainbow procedure on your thumb.
Just a rainbow procedure, no big deal.
You'll want to take some ibuprofen. And if you're hiding any oxy in your house from any previous procedures, you might want to dig that out.
I said, so I'm realizing that I have a lot of dental anxiety. And so the thought of this procedure is kind of putting my anxiety through the roof. Is there anything you can do for me for that? Or do I need to go to my doctor and ask for something? And she's like, well, we can prescribe a little bit of Valium. And she like told me, I was like, thanks, I think I'm going to need it because you called it a gingivectomy.
It's your fault. You called it this. Now
you had named it something different. Maybe I wouldn't need the Valium.
I had Valium for something. I don't remember what I had it for recently.
I don't know. Maybe I had my wisdom teeth out. I don't really remember.
I don't think so, but it's pretty relaxing.
Yeah.
You pretty much just,
we'll see.
You're awake, you get a little drowsy, but you're like, you really don't care.
Yeah. That's how I would like to feel when they're doing a crown. So
I kind of like to feel that way every day. Like if I just got up and took a Valium before I went to work, I just wouldn't care about all the cruddy things that happen and the people that I'm dealing with at work. I just wouldn't care.
You might consider some anxiety medications. You might just care a little less about some of that.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm still waiting for that referral. But on my life update, I'm having a massage this coming week. First time medical massage. I used to get them before COVID because I'm very, very, very
anxious.
Tight. Huh? No,
I said
not anxious. I'm not anxious. I'm not anxious.
You told me last week you're kind of a high anxiety person, and I wanted to look at me like, well, where do you think I get that?
I am not a high anxiety person.
Yes, you are. Anyway,
I carry everything up here.
I do too.
And I also just have like my hips are very, very tight. My calves are very, very tight. My lower back is weak and tight. And so, they say, oh, you should just go do some, water exercise. And I'm like, are you right? I'm just going to go hop up to a pool. I don't even know what pools are open anymore. And when am I going to do that? That's a major event, packing up a pool bag and going to a pool. I mean, I still have to cook. I still have to cross stitch. I don't have time
to find a place that has like an open thing like that in the evenings where you are done working, you eat dinner, you go do that for a little bit, and then it doesn't matter what you look like after because you're just gonna.
I did before COVID, like the fall before COVID. I was going to a gym that had water Zumba, and that was really fun, and I really did like that. And they also she really wanted me to get into a sauna. They had great sauna. Well, that gym is open again. The pool is open, but it's a tiny pool. It's only got 3 lanes. And, if you want to do like walking, you don't walk the whole lane. So people get kind of mad at you because I only walked up to like here. Oh. And, but I was thinking about maybe
they can just be mad.
I know, rejoining, but then they had to shut down their sauna. They had it open, but they had a limit of 2 or 3 people in there, and you were supposed to wear your mask. I think you were supposed to wear a mask in there, but people weren't obeying it. And so they were like, people were trying to cram in there when there were already 3 people, and people were like, you gotta get out of here. And my son was there for swimming and watched these little altercations happen a couple different times. And then like the next time he went to swim, they had put a close. I'm sure the management's like, we're done dealing with you children. Yeah. We have these rules. If you can't abide by them, you're paying a membership now, but you don't get to use the steam. They had a steam room too, which was really something else. It was just steam billowing, but would be really good for my joints and my muscles, but not yet. I'm not going there yet. Well, so we'll do the massage thing again, and hopefully that'll help on a regular basis. But no, I did have a major life event. I have been talking about trying to clean out my laundry room. My laundry room is an enclosed section of our old garage. So you can't see it, but we don't have a garage anymore. They made our garage into a room that's now our bedroom. And on the back side of that was the very beginning of the garage where the laundry was. So that's my laundry room. Finished
room. It doesn't have like a good floor.
Yeah, it's got like subflooring down and drywall. It's like a garage inside with a bunch of shelving in there. It's the only real storage we have other than the attic. And my at the very end of it is my washer and dryer and water heater. And so, here's my washer and dryer. And then right across this little skinny, it's like skinny. What do you think it is? Like 5 feet wide.
Oh, where your
That.
washing machine is?
Yeah, to walk through that room.
Yeah,
I mean,
like-
I don't know how wide it is.
Oh, well, the skinny part is probably like 4 feet at most, I would
Yeah,
think. I
it's
don't even
very
think
narrow.
lay down foot head to toe, and I'm about 5 feet tall.
Yeah, like, so, but across from my, you know, like when I open my dryer, like right across from my dryer is some shelving. And I think it was last year. So those shelving units, you know, they like the section I finally cleaned up had like all my gift bags that I store for everybody to come to my house and use, my wrapping paper, all my ribbons, and oh gosh, I don't even know, my tablecloths were in there, my seasonal hand towels for
Ribbon.
like
Did you say ribbon?
all kinds of stuff,
Paper.
and then some
Old
crafts.
fabric. There was a box of fabric in there, which is probably what you're
Yeah.
about to say, huh?
So yeah, so on the bottom, on the subfloor, underneath the bottom shelf, was a cardboard box with some fabric in it from when I used to sew. And there was like a, you know, when you buy bedding in a plastic zipper bag, I had one of those zipper bags, and I had put some batting in there and a bunch of ribbons from a project I had done years ago, fancy ribbons that I had bought and bought a lot of, and some other things were in there. And last year, my washing machine hose came undone, unbeknownst to us, while somebody was doing a little laundry, and that whole area flooded, and it was such a mess. But like the cardboard box didn't get wet. It was weird, but the subflooring got wet, and so we had fans going, and we brought in some portable heaters to get all that dried out. And I mean, it's been at least a year, but I had noticed recently that when I would walk into that room to go do laundry, I would smell a faint scent of mildew, not really mold, but mildew. And I'm like, what? Maybe it's this flooring still underneath, but it's been a year. It should be dry. Dryer goes every day practically. That heats that room up. And I just was kind of starting to notice that, but wasn't really on a mission to figure it out. But then last weekend, I thought, I got to start cleaning up this room. I need to purge out some stuff. And so as I was doing that, I got down to the very bottom, and I pulled that cardboard box out, went through the fabric, got rid of some fabric, and pulled out that zipper bag. And there was a whole half of, like, at least it was probably 3/4 full of batting, like mountain mist batting, that was just mildewed. It had gotten wet and was just mildewed. And I'm sure that's where the smell was coming from. And I thought, I never looked in that bag because it was a sealed plastic bag, and I don't know how moisture would have gotten in there. I mean, it wasn't sealed, but you know. And as I'm pulling out the ribbons that were molding and the little cardboard or mildewing, the cardboard spools were mildewing, I found what I've been looking for upstairs for a very long time. I found a couple of cross-stitch projects from a long time ago, and one of them was my very first project that I've been talking about. And I'll show that last. Because it's something, and it's extra. So, but one of the things I found, and these had mildew starting on them, which I'm so glad I found them when I did. I tried getting the mildew off. I tried soaking them in borax and water. I scrubbed borax paste on them. It did dim it a little bit, but it's still on there. But this piece, I do not know what I did. I know it was in a frame, and Sarah remembers it hanging in our house at some point. But this is one of my early pieces, probably in the 1990s. Why I cut these corners off? This is a big mystery.
Did you have it like mounted on something, and then maybe you just trimmed those corners so they were less bulky after you had it kind of like
maybe
attached?
That maybe is. I bet that's it. I bet I folded it down.
And then folded the other and just snipped it like you do when you sew the, and then you snip
nice
it.
Back. I didn't carry too bad.
Yeah. It's not Precious Moments, is it?
No, but I think it was by the same designer. Pat, was her name Pat? I want to say her name was Pat something. Did Precious Moments, and I think it was along those lines. It was the same.
Or it looks kind of like, is it Jean Aker? She does all those pictures with like only the eyes and no mouth.
Yeah, it was. I know. I think it was more like the Precious Moments. I remember having a whole booklet of these, and I can smell the borax. No, it's not the borax. I think I
So
soaked it in
cute.
soap too. Anyway, so that was one of them. Now this piece, I actually am going to salvage and I'm going to make into a little pillow. And it's very clear that even back, and I probably was doing this in the, I don't know when I was working on this. It's a monthly square. But you can see the mildew right there.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see the mildew a little bit there.
Yeah, a little bit.
I did not, this is how close I was to being done. I have this little bit here to do over here. I'm pretty sure that was the end of it.
And it's a border.
And I still have the string attached to where I must have gotten, that's almost done. I got to put that away.
This other new thing is way more enticing. I need a new start. That's good enough.
It take me way too long to do like 8 stitches.
Good enough. I got it. It's done.
I don't know, but I love the little motifs. They're very cute.
Why don't you just,
Probably,
are you
Uh-huh.
thinking, well, you told me you were going to take out all those
no,
border.
I'm just going to take this out and this out and just have the little
Why
border.
not
so that I
just
can-
finish it? Is it because the mildew is
Yeah, because I want to be able to cut it down below this
the mildew?
mildew here.
I see.
I don't know if you can see it here. The top
So
mildew
if you
doesn't
take
show.
those out, then you can
See?
just cut. Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Cute.
because I'm just going to make it into a little pillow.
I see.
I'm not going to frame it. So I could cut it here and I can cut it here and not have this mildew. There was a little bit of red. Actually, I think I got the red out. It's a little faint, a little bit of red right there from when I was washing it with the other thing that I'm going to show you in a minute. This monstrosity.
Not a monstrosity.
So this was the
Actually
kit.
really
that
cute.
this,
Except we don't know what you were doing with it.
I was ahead of my time.
Yeah, that's
So
it.
this is the kit. It was a sunset kit of all things.
This is your very
Oh.
first project
My
ever.
very first project. This is the one I went into the store in the mall. I was telling Sarah, can't even tell you the name of the store, can't even tell you what else that store had in it. I have no idea. I mean, a mall doesn't usually have craft stores in it, not around here, but it must have. So it just says little things. I heart little things. And
Wait, was
little
it the mall
rainbow-
here in Washington? Not
Yeah,
Minnesota.
Northgate.
Northgate
Yeah,
Mall.
I grew
Oh,
up-
okay.
yeah.
I was thinking it was in the one in Minnesota.
So I think at some point, I know I finished it and I thought I'm going to be like Priscilla and Chelsea, only like 25 years early. I
Okay,
don't know.
Hold it
people.
closer so you can see the lace. It's hard. The lace isn't really coming through. So
There,
it's
I did
it's
see that
bordered
lace?
with lace.
yeah, border of lace. I
Not
just
quite
left in.
finished.
I wondered if I was going to put it in a hoop.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, like if you had,
So it had mildewed here and it had mildew down in here. And when I boraxed it, I think at some point I ran it through hot water and that red bled up here
yeah,
and down here.
too bad.
Yeah, but Sarah looked at it really closely. She could see uncrossed, I can't find them, uncrossed stitches.
Mostly,
some-
mostly I just noticed that you were crossing both directions. The top stitch went
Yeah,
both.
I'm not seeing it.
I know.
They all look-
It's subtle. I mean, you.
Here, these are the French knots that scarred me for life right there. And there's one more right there.
The reason why I had a mortal fear of French knots in a pattern
This
for like 20
tiny
years.
piece started that ball rolling. I was working on this little piece and I remember throwing it across the living room when I could not get those stupid French knots to work. And spending money on a long distance call to my cousin in Seattle. I was living in Minnesota at the time because she did crewel and embroidery to try to talk me through it. Somehow I got him on there, but not well. I mean, we have a problem with uniformity on these.
They're not all the same.
So now that I found these, I can rest assured that there's not any more cross-stitch treasures hiding upstairs in the attic. I must have brought them
Found all of
down.
them.
And they're treasures. Actually, I am kind of excited about this little piece. I am. And this, I had been working on it probably before, probably in the 2000s.
That one's,
And I'm
that
sure it
one's
was a Leisure Arts, probably a Leisure Arts booklet. I got it out of, is what I'm thinking. Anyway,
Probably.
but I clearly, even back then, loved little motifs with little monthly. So that's my from the vault, deep vault.
The vault. I have a new finish that's not from the vault. It's new.
Oh, isn't she so pretty?
So I finished Dreaming Girl from Barbara Anna.
Oh,
Oh, here, let me see if I can.
How are you gonna finish her?
You know, I don't know. I don't know if I care. I just stitched her because I'm happy about her. I don't know. That's a good question.
I mean,
ideas?
she's too pretty to just throw away. You got, I mean, throw her in a bucket. You gotta.
I'm not gonna throw her away.
I mean, throw her away in the finished pile bucket.
Yeah, I know. But what am I gonna do with her? What kind of frame would fit? I don't even know.
You could make her into a little pillow.
She might be a little pillow.
You could put a little hanger on it. You could hang her off one of the little pegs on one of your shelves or something.
Yeah, I could. Pillows. They're intimidating.
Totally good.
There.
She's
Anyway,
very
I thought it
pretty.
turned out really cute. I didn't really change anything. Just the color. I think I did
Yeah.
change the color of one of the yellows just because that's what I had in my stash. It's just another DMC sub that I liked just as well. I think it's the light yellow here. Other than that, I stitched everything I think exactly as called for. So if you're wanting to know what it looks like as called for on teal fabric, this is basically it. Except for there's a different yellow. But
Very, very pretty.
I really like how it turned out. I was happy. I finished it at the beach, which is a great place to finish things.
Yes.
So that's the only finish I have this week. The only one.
I have a vacation coming up at the end of this month. Well, the first week of June, but
Yeah.
I don't cross stitch on vacation very much. And it's a working vacation. I mean, we're going on a fact finding trip. We're going to retire.
Well, and you don't
with
cross
another
stitch in the
couple.
car usually.
No, and
I cross stitch.
we're
in
going
the
to
car.
ride. Yeah, we're going to ride with them in their big Tahoe. It's
Oh,
our friends that are going to move. We're going to move together. But I can knit, so I will probably do some knitting on that trip. That'll be easy. I can car knit. Yeah. What else you got going?
well, let's see here. I got to move Millie's project a little bit. Okay. Well, I worked on my Joyful World, but I ran out of the brown that I'm using for the border. I'm just doing a DMC. It's 3021 and I don't have it anywhere in the house. So I'm going to have to go get.
That was a hard one to find earlier this year, by the way.
Really? Oh no.
I mean, I haven't had a problem now, but that was one of the ones like in January or sometime or last December, I was having a hard time finding.
So I really just
so
have
close.
little left for that brown to match it up there, and then I started on the leaves. So even though I'm out of that brown, I did keep working on the green. My thread is in the way, but so I'll finish as far as I can before I can get to Hobby Lobby and hopefully find a brown to
You
finish.
should be able to.
Yeah.
I just remember I remember going into Red Needle Street and somebody had come in and bought a whole box of it.
Wow.
For some project or something. Yeah. And then I couldn't find it at Joann's for a while, but my Joann's up on the hill.
Nice brown.
It is a nice brown.
It's a nice browny brown, just standard brown. And I really do like it on this. Yeah. So hopefully I might just dig through some of my other project bags and see if I happen to have, I just need a little bit, like probably 12-inch strand. So yeah, I'm sure I'll be able to find it at the store. I just haven't really had time to look. So I worked on that. I'm just going to show as I grab. I'm working on this hat that I bought the kit for when we were in Minnesota together at the Mall of America. It's a great picture.
Oh yeah.
So I got the yarn and the pattern came together in a little kit. So I've been working on that. I worked on it kind of during church today. It's such a nice, here, let me show you this yarn. It's so nice to work with too. So it's mode knit yarn. So if you're looking for a good yarn, this mode work is soft. It's superwash merino and it is so squishy. Like it's really nice to knit with. Here, let me see if I can, there we go. Has kind of a like pearl knit slip pattern in it to make this. Let me see if there's a better picture of the actual hat. Pictures aren't really, oh, here we go. So there's like
lattice or a
yeah, I think that's what's done with a knit one, slip one, knit one, slip one with a different with the two different colors. So you end up with this kind of look where it's
pretty. It's gonna be so pretty.
Oh, this is a nice thing to knit. It's a really relaxing project because right now it's just kind of
that's for you, right?
That's going to be for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like I kind of needed a new hat. I haven't knit myself a good hat for a while. Then I worked on, I am still trucking away on this. I actually made quite a bit of progress getting across the white across this bottom words. You can see I made it up. I'm almost halfway across. And that one's really close to done. So that's my Milk and Cream Company by Plum Street sampler.
Which was the Mania start last year?
Was it last year? Just a year? Yeah, it feels longer ago than that. So that is it finished, and mine is so close to that. So if I really had put my mind to it, or if it were to pop up as a whip go or something, I'd have it done in a heartbeat. Let's see. I also worked on this. This is such a fun one to stitch on. I really like working on this Ada that you had given me. It's fresh from the garden from Little House Needleworks. I'm doing this one, not the tomato. And I'm changing all the colors around to my own special recipe. AKA stuff I just had on hand. Actually, well, and I've explained it before, but all the colors it calls for were really difficult to find. Or to find actual substitutes for. So I just scrapped it and made my own. So I did all the stems on those orange flowers and the artichoke.
Cute.
And these go all the way down.
Down, yeah.
Like the whole pattern.
It's kind of like a I'm gonna trick you border.
I know, and I kind of wish I had another kind of toying with pulling it out. No, well, I don't know. I had a over dyed color that's really similar, but I was afraid I didn't have quite enough to do this whole thing, but I'm kind of wishing I had, because I didn't realize when I started those stems that they were the border that went all the way down. This is grape leaf. I could just buy another one eventually when I have
to pick you up one when I go to thread needle.
I already owe you so much already.
Nope, I've forgotten.
I might pull those out, or I might start the variegated thread where it starts to go down, like leave those leaves that I already stitched, but then pull out a little bit and then take the border down or something. My Mania focus, so actually I'll talk about that in a second. I'll do Whitgo. My Whitgo pieces this month are my Barbara Bergeau Richards, which I didn't work on this week. I just didn't pull it out. I don't know why. I'm not enjoying working on that one quite as much right now. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just need to get into a groove with it.
Yeah.
But
I have like that.
My other Whipgo piece this month is my Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. I'm going to take it off the hoop so you can see it. And I finished the first square, finally. And I started the second square.
Oh, wow, look at that.
So last time I talked about this piece, I was debating about the birds and what I was going to do. Let me see if I can put this back behind it. By the way, this is my adorable bag that Christina, Quilting with Nico, sent me that I love. And this fits right inside there. It was fun to switch that over. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was going to put it behind, hopefully. So I was worried that these birds weren't going to really show up, and they show up a little bit better in person than I think they are on the camera.
Yeah.
But I fiddled around. These are all supposed to be white seagulls, but we were at the beach and we were seeing a bunch of gray gulls and white gulls. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to make some of them gray and some of them white. And I think they turned out okay. The white did end up showing up best when I did 2 strands half cross.
Yeah.
This one was 1 strand full X. And I thought that might show up better because the edges would be more defined, but actually it didn't turn out any better. And then this is all the beginnings of the seaweed for the second.
I like that seaweed, that's cute.
I know. Here's the square. Mine will look really different on blue. In fact, the blue of the fish, oh no, that's about the same. Let's see. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Something up with mine, and I have gone back and double checked all my counting and everything. And for some reason, this isn't going all the way down to the border like it's supposed to. So I'm just going to add a couple stitches because I've double count, like I've checked all of this really carefully to make sure I didn't like miss a jog or a strand. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to bring it down and a couple extra stitches, and hopefully that doesn't bite me in the butt later.
Well,
One of the
Probably
things that
not.
was kind of weird, and I don't know if your hawk runs are like this, but the symbols, I expected the symbols from square 1 and square 2 to be the same, but they weren't.
I read that they're not. They're not. They have a whole different color scheme and symbols.
So I had started those little fish at the top of the second square that are supposed to be blue. I started them in white, not realizing that it wouldn't be the same symbol, but it was just like 10 stitches that I ended up pulling out before.
They are different.
And let's see, I have 2 more things. Yeah, okay, here's what we'll do. So we're kind of doing Sania, right? Wouldn't you call that what we're doing? I'm calling it Mania in my mind, but it's kind of like Sania, where I'm picking one of my big whips each week to work on, and then I'm starting something new on the weekends. So this week happened to be my Gathering Eggs, which was really nice for a vacation stitch. For some reason, I don't know. It just, well, there's a lot of just kind of fill in, although I was working on some of this confetti, and I made quite a bit of progress on this and love it just as much as I have the whole time. And there she is.
So pretty.
So I stitched all this purple, all this pink, and all the, I think maybe all this green this week too.
Yeah, I think you did. I think you did everything on that side.
Yeah, I think I had up to, actually, maybe. No, I don't even think I had this green. I think I did all this.
I think you were working over on the other side where the white flower is.
Yeah, the last time I showed it, I had done this lily or whatever it is. And I had just this half crosses done, I think, when I moved over and started going up. These, I think, are beads, going to be beads where the white, this is just a stitch color that I missed. There's like one stitch that color there for some reason, so I just left it.
Yeah, the places where there's beads over there have really messed me up. I have to constantly look back and go, why did I not stitch that area?
Yeah, I'm getting used to it, like realizing, oh, there's just a couple spaces. Yeah, so that was my big mania or Sania, whatever you want to call it, focus this week. And now I guess I'm putting it away, which is kind of sad for a little while, because I'm going to focus on something different, which I'll talk about with plans. But then the new start I did as part of Sania was this little kit that I had, just a little one, just a quick little stitch. Hugs and kisses. Clean houses never last. Hugs and kisses do, which I really probably need displayed right now. And I did not get very far. And I'm changing the colors around a little bit on, actually, no, I think I did have all the colors on hand except for one. So I don't think I changed anything. I'm stitching it as called for, I think.
Okay.
So I just got the little C done, but it was a new start. So that was fun.
Yeah.
On my whips this week. How about you? Actually 2 weeks, so that was a lot of 2 weeks.
Well, okay, so I really I was focusing on this one after we recorded last time, and I worked on it quite a bit the week while you're on vacation. It's I don't think I had the border all done on this before. Dumpster fire friends.
Yeah.
Did I have the border all done before?
I kind of thought there was a little left, but I'm not sure. I think you have a little bit more to do still.
Yeah, I think I did. In recent
really close.
weeks, I've done all this and I've done all this and I've done all the work. So I basically have friends forever and then I'm done.
Oh, that's it? Just the work?
And I would have worked on it and just gotten it done, except for that I started thinking, I got to work on my Mania pieces. I got to and they're also my magazine monthly pieces, some of them. So I really needed to get going. So I put it down for a little while. This is the one, it's on Ada, so it's easy for me to work on. And I have had it at my desk. And I worked on the words this week off and on when I was on hold with insurance companies. And I didn't really want to open a bunch of other tabs and do other stuff. But I love this piece.
It's quick. Words are such quick, boost to, wow, I got a whole letter done.
I know. And I love the thread works. This deep red thread works and this orange, variegated oranges.
Those are really pretty.
I was talking to Denise at Thread Needle about that too. She said, thread works are nice. And she said, stitchers don't use them very much, but
I don't
do.
I don't think I've ever used thread.
They're not really marketed much. I mean, Lindy Stitches, this was a Lindy Stitches pattern, and she put together kit, you could buy a package
Yeah.
with those threads, but I don't really know of anybody else that talks about them as much. So I really like they're very deep variegations, which I really like. So that got a lot of love, and it was kind of a random. She might have been on my April magazine monthly challenge too.
Okay.
Okay, so then my mania plan is like Sarah's, only I'm focusing on just 2 big projects, 2 weeks for one and 2 weeks for the other. 2 weeks for my Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow and 2 weeks for my year at Hawk Run Hollow.
I don't think I realized we're doing just 2. I don't know why I didn't put that together.
But I was going to do new starts on all 5 weekends. And of course, May 1st happened on a weekend. So I didn't remember that. My weekends, I don't know what's going on with my weekends, but this weekend I know because it was Mother's Day. But my new start for this last weekend was Have Ye Any Wool? Which I bought a long time ago and I've always loved it. And it's
I
not
feel
very
like you might have bought that really soon after we started cross stitching.
Yes. And I basically got her head and her face and hat done. And her hair.
Yay.
Now, did I already rip it out? I did. So the face is the variegated peach, Gentle Arts peach, or Simply Shaker. And it was so variegated, even in this tiny little piece, that her face was really pinky peach here and then yellowish down here. Like the variegation was too much. And I thought, no, I don't like that.
Like a circle or something.
I could have, but I ripped it out and just got a DMC. I think I just put a DMC
958 or
color in there. Yeah, one of those. So I got just a tiny start on her. But it's a start. And it is one that I bought early on, probably when I first started stitching again. And
fun. That'll be a fun one to work on this year.
I saw somebody in the last year work on her. I think it might have been Misty Purcell work on this one. And it kind of renewed my love for it. So
Did
I'm glad to
Chelsea or Priscilla cross stitch that early on when we kind of first discovered Flosstube? Because I feel like they had at least a few things that were really cute like that I really liked, and I couldn't remember if that was.
And Brenda Gervais, I think stitched a lot of too. So that was my new start last week, and then this weekend. So I know what happened. Friday night I ended up with company again. My youngest Sam, the one getting married, sold his car, and he needed a ride from down south from because his girlfriend, fiance was working, and he sold the car. So my husband went and picked him up down south of us in Puyallup and brought him back up here to do something else he had to do. And then they said, well, since we're already up in the area, can we just come have dinner with you? And I said, sure. So I made pizza for everybody, and we just watched TV. And I just have a hard time stitching when non-stitchers are there socially. I don't know why. So I don't think I stitch much.
I'm just like, tune you out.
I know. I think it's just because I'm a hostessing. I don't know what the deal is, but I think I was tired too. So I did stitch that evening, but I forgot to start my new start this week. And today's Sunday still, so I'm going to still do it. And this is the one that I picked out to do. One of my new starts was this Tempting Tangles.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
It's Silvery Dusk and Blushing Dawn. The Red Finch sings his winter song, and I do really love it.
That is cute.
And I have a dark blue fabric. We'll see how well this works. But the words are in white, so that's going to be really great.
Cute. That'll be really cute.
So I'm going to get a start on that tonight. And then, those are my 2 May new starts, or almost new start. And then my focal piece was going to be my year at the first 2 weeks I was going to do a year at Hawk Run Hollow. And this is the one that I'm doing like Sarah, 1/1 on some, I don't know, god awful tiny, what are we doing, 28 count?
I honestly, let's see, on 28 count.
Yeah. So
I always can remember because I stuck it on.
Yeah, that's right.
28 count. I'm doing it on Lugana. Are you doing it on Lugana? Yeah.
No. Am I? Yeah, I think so. Oh, I think I'm doing it on, well, it might be a Lugana. Let me see. Mine says. No, it's cashel linen, which is part of the problem.
That would be way harder, way harder.
So this is my piece, if you're not familiar with it. And I've done this, and I was going to start filling in her white dress.
Yeah.
So, and this is, so then, during one of our Zoom stitch ups, Tina from Tina Stitches said, why don't you guys just do 2 strands half cross?
Yes, which is
And
what
I
I've been
thought, oh,
doing.
that's
I
great.
really like it. And I actually feel like it keeps the thread really plump. So it actually pops a little bit more.
Well, I started working on it. And so here's my little attempt at it. And I was working right in here. It's not going to focus. Come on, focus.
So tiny and cute.
It is tiny and cute, but oh my word. And I think I got so frustrated. Because when I do the half stitches, I go this direction, but then to go across the next row, you're working backwards. And I was having a terrible time finding the holes working. So I would work my one row going this way, then I would want to work back, and working back was a nightmare. And they weren't showing up. And I'm like, why are they not showing up? This fabric is dark enough that this white should be showing up, which, by the way, my former drama with this piece was this dumb little bird doesn't show up hardly at all in white. I mean, literally, you can see his eye and his beak. And I don't know why. I'm flummoxed by it. So I thought, that's it. I'm not doing this. I'm starting this piece over. End of statement. My stomach was like in a knot. And not only that, but I made a mistake up here and I tried to unstitch it and I couldn't even see the stitches to unstitch. Unbeknownst to me at the time, I forgot we were supposed to be using 2 over 1. I was only doing 1 over 1, which is probably the part of the problem.
That's probably a big problem because you'd be able to really see it if you had it.
But I still just decided I love this pattern so much, but I dread working on it. So I went and bought new fabric. On Friday, I went and got a 28 count. No, that's not it. What did I get? I got a 32 count. It is a, oh shoot. I don't have the tag. Put in here. She might not have written it on here. I'm pretty sure it's a 32 count, but I'm going to do over 2. And it is she doesn't have the stickers on it. I've even forgotten what color it is. It's mildly darker than what I've already got on the other one. Not much, but it is an even weave. Yeah, and it's an even weave. So I'm starting it over. And I hope I have enough. I hope it's big enough. I'm looking at it thinking, I don't know.
Well, didn't you do the dimensions before?
I did, but I keep looking at it thinking, did I give her? Oh, I did have to smudge. I have to give up a little bit. She, the way she cuts them, I couldn't get the full 3-inch border on one direction. I got to sit down and figure that out. But anyway, but I think I'll just do a 2-inch border and I'll be fine. So I am gonna. So that's gonna be my focal piece a week from now. I've got 1 more week to work on the one I did last week. Anyway, I just really just thought I can't do this. I love the piece and it is cute, tiny. I mean, Sarah's Shores on 1 over 1 is adorable.
And I'm finding, like, I think as I'm getting used to it, I'm actually not even needing I worked on it. I didn't take my magnifier or my light on vacation. And I was able to do all that. I think that something maybe kind of clicked into my brain, and my eyes are actually good enough to see it. But I think maybe I felt like I couldn't do it because I wasn't.
Get started all over though.
I know you've worked so much.
I mean, when you look at this, you think, oh, what's the big deal? It's just a little guy in a tree. But so we've always talked about this, so much stitching on these pieces. But yeah, I'm just going to do it, and I'll be happy in the end. I will. But so that's kind of goes into my future plans, but it also played into what I was supposed to have been doing this last week. So needless to say, I did a quick changeover and I worked on my Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow, and I was so happy. I finished square 1.
Yay.
And then I started looking at square 1 and I'm like, something's not right. And well, I knew my border was off by half a stitch, people, half a stitch. And I've made so many mistakes in this piece. In here, but I didn't think it was going to matter when I counted my border, but this is where I was half a stitch off. Doesn't matter, I'm not changing it. But you can't see on camera, and I can barely see it in real life, but this border up here is black, and these are brown.
Oops.
And the only reason I could tell is on the back side.
Oh, really?
Back. I don't even know if it'll show up. The top is black.
Hmm.
It definitely is wrong. And I can kind of see it, but I had to really look. And the lighting in here doesn't show up very much.
Nah, leave it.
So
Leave it. If you can't even
I'll
see
wait.
it from the front, it's not a big deal.
I'll wait. I'll wait. And when I get further along and I go back and I'm not going to rip it out now. I'm going to move forward now. But I was like, are you kidding me? So then I thought, okay, I'm going to be a good girl and I'm going to start my border on my second one. So I started that across. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This one I'm doing over 2 over 2. I have probably spent, because basically what I did on this piece was these 3 rows down here, a little bit on that crown and the feet. Okay. I've worked on this, like, I don't even know how many hours that took me. It was ridiculous. Oh, I also had to do part of the border. So, and these borders take a long time, these 92 stitches.
Yeah.
For me, I have recounted this section here 50 times.
Why?
I cannot get a 92 count consistently.
Leave it and just stitch down the side and then start stitching across, and then you'll have markers to know.
I am. I'm stopping at this point. I did thread my thread through some stitches. It'll be easy to pull out if I need to take some stitches out. Totally. I got 81 consistently. I got 92 a couple times. I got 78 a couple times. I'm like, are you kidding me? Because part of the problem too is my hoop doesn't allow me to frame the whole 92 stitches.
Not a big enough hoop.
So I've got most of it in a hoop, and then I have to stick the needle in where I'm at and remember where I'm at, move the hoop over. I need to have it tight to be able to count the holes.
Maybe you need some of those little, I know you have some of those little needle counter things. Why don't you just have like 5 of them, and every 20 stitches, just count the 20 and then stick a thing in there. So then if you miscount in the next 20, you only have to go back to that 20 mark and then count the next 20, stick a thing, count. It was
like every time I got up to the 60s, something distracted me. And I'm like, wait a minute, it was at
water
66 or 67, or the guys, there was a score, and I looked up and or somebody asked me a question in the middle. I was always, when I was in the 60s, right around 67.
Always start to water about 50. And then I'm like,
and so in the 60s, I know. And I would literally I would stick the needle in at like the 50 mark and then let my eyes rest, because they just kind of blur together.
Yeah, I know.
It was terrible. I've spent probably an hour total, just counting that border, not even how much it took me to stitch it. So this one's going to get some love, and this one's going to be a treat.
That one will be nice.
Wait till you see this square.
You being sarcastic?
It's that house.
Oh. Oh, fun.
And that fence.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. What was I thinking? But nothing's going to be as bad as all that black.
I know. You're still looking pretty good. And the one above the black is going to also be kind of a chore. Those people. Yeah. There really is no easy block in here. No, but
this one might be pretty. Easy. It is pretty. I will love it. And I'm going to, So I'm going to start that to work on this tomorrow, my second week of Mania. But I just kind of felt like my Mania plans just kind of fell flat. I just didn't feel very organized about it. And I'm usually really excited about Mania, and I've got everything all. And I did get my new starts kitted up and everything, and then I forgot to start them.
Oh, well.
Needle down.
Well, you started a new one last week, and then you'll start a new one this weekend. You haven't missed it.
I will. It's just that it's barely eking it in.
Well, it is kind of hard with Mother's Day.
It was. And then yesterday, basically, what did I do yesterday? Oh, life event. My husband decided we were going to spend some of our stimulus money on new countertops. So he had an appointment with a Home Depot guy to go look at countertops. And then we went to Costco, and then we came home and I did laundry. And then I was making a salad to take to my sons yesterday because I am a good mother that way. So by the time we got home, we left there about 10:30 and I FaceTime with Sarah and I didn't feel like stitching and then we hung up and I went to bed. The last piece I really worked on was my Joyful World SAL, and it is also my WIPGO. I must have put this one on my WIPGO board 3 times, but this is the May piece. So I did all of this and that.
I like that one. That's a cute one.
It's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the way, I just do love the way these
Mm-hmm.
line up. So anyway,
Yeah.
I'm missing the color. This one has cats in it. I'm missing a couple of the colors. And so she had the thread needle. I'm going to pick them up on Friday. So
okay.
I'll work on the other stuff this week, get the other border done and keep plugging along on it. I still love it. And that'll be like, I'm finally in a square that I hadn't worked on before. Well, I never had done March. I think when I did this with Sarah, I did January, I did February, and I had started, and I had done April separately, but I never had done March, and I definitely had not done May. So now I'm kind of like in new territory.
Yeah.
She's such a sweet piece. I wish she would design more.
I know. Her piece.
Like she does a few little things every once in a while, but she's got another life. I think she's into photography or something.
I think so too.
And so that will be also part of my plans because that's my WIPGO. Do you want to go into the rest of your plans?
Well, I just realized a few minutes ago that we forgot featured friend. Anyways, so sorry this isn't towards the beginning, but let's get it in there anyways. We got a couple submissions this week, but I'm going to do just one. So if you've sent us something else, you'll be in the next couple weeks. Mm-hmm. We got an email from Thressa Brace. Thressa. Oh no. Well, that's the name of her email, but she signed her email Tess. Sorry, Tess. Mm-hmm. Which Thressa is such a pretty name, and I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, but Tess is also lovely. I like that too. She says, hello from Vermont. I have 2 submissions for your featured friends segment. They are both prairie schooler patterns. So I'm going to insert them here, and then I'll read the rest of the email describing the details that she maybe changed. So here, I'll put them right here. So she said the first one is called Tree Farm. The houses and trees were all supposed to be the same color, but if you see in the picture, you'll see that she used all different shades of red for the houses, which I love, the different variety, and different greens for the trees. I also changed the truck to be the same blue as the doors, which I love. And then the second piece she had sent that is called Reindeer Roundup, also a prairie schooler. For that one, she says, I used a mix of greens for the trees and browns for the reindeer. I also took Santa out and added an extra reindeer and gave it a red nose, although you can't really tell, it's the one in the lower right corner. So if you didn't see, you can back it up to see the little nose. I can see it in the picture. So cute. Thank you so much, Tess, for sending those in for us to show. I wouldn't be surprised if other people who watch this have stitched those. So it's kind of
really
fun.
cute.
Those would be so cute hanging together like at Christmas time, especially because she has the same blue door or a similar blue door on the cabin.
Yeah.
As on the tree farm.
I love Prairie Schoolers Christmas ones. I just think they're so nostalgic feeling, and
I love how geometric they are. I'm not always like a really geometric person. Like I don't use a lot of geometric patterns too much in my home decorating and stuff, but I really love the simplicity of the sort of very geometric designs of.
They're
I don't know if geometric is a word, but
Yeah, they're monthly pieces. I love them. They're very seasonal, but they always have a really sweet verse on them, like a part of a poem. I started collecting a few of those, but I don't have very many of them, but I would like to eventually get those stitched.
They're really cute.
I think Misty Purcell and another friend of hers, I forget who it was now, did like the year of Prairie Schooler, and they worked on Prairie Schoolers. They did other stuff too, but they made Prairie Schoolers some focal points for them one year,
Yeah.
which is how I found Button Up. I thought that would be a fun thing to do sometime if we had people that really wanted to stitch Prairie Schooler and just kind of cheer each other on. Because I do have many of their charts that I just don't get to. Yeah.
To collect those.
Yeah.
So thank you, Tess, for sending those in. And thanks for watching. And that's really fun to get to show somebody else's finishes.
Yeah.
Okay. Plans is what we were kind of going into. Do you want to go with other plans, or do you want me
Let
to
me just finish since I started that already.
Yeah.
So part of my plan will be keep working on Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow for the week. I will have a new start next Saturday, but I think I'll wait and show it next time we record, because I'll have something to actually show. Oh, no, I can tell you.
Yeah, just tell us what you're going to start.
Yeah, I think I've got 3 different ones, and I tell you, I'm really torn. I'm missing a thread for one of them that's kind of critical.
Oh.
I think I'm gonna maybe start this one.
But you're talking about going to the store.
Yeah.
Right anyway. So.
Yeah, and if she has that thread, that'd be great. 1, 2, 3 stitches out of it.
Oh.
I've been talking about this piece. I've had it kitted up for a while. I think I'm going to start my Mirabilia next week. The ring around the rose tree.
Yes, that's a Mirabilia, not a lavender and lace.
Right, it's a Mirabilia.
You're coming into the fold. The Mira fold.
Yeah, I've got 2 different pieces of fabric to choose from. I've got all the colors on a ring. I mean, it's ready to go. So I think that's going to be my new start next weekend. I don't think we have anything going on next weekend. I think it's going to be quiet. I also need to find time to work on my magazine monthly pieces, and my focal piece for that, because it was Mayflowers, is my bloom still. That did not get any love this week, so I need to kind of focus on that. And my Whipco, my other Whipco piece. Oh, I just got really blurry. Am I blurry to you?
Yes. There you go. It just focused weird for a second.
That was weird. Tina asked in a comment last week, "Where's your sunflower fairy?" So
why aren't you working on that?
Sunflowers fairy is making an appearance because it's my Whipco piece this month.
Yay, good.
And this is where I'm not very far on it. And I am using the called for Valdanis on this, my first time using Valdani. So this is a sunflower, and then there's going to be petals that come down, and this is basically starting this area. Doesn't look like much, but anyway, that's part of my plans. I need to start getting some hours in on her.
Yes, you do. I love that.
I probably work on Dumpster Fire Friends. I'm so close to getting that finished. I can give it to my friend, and I need to work on Dreaming Girl, and I have Dreaming Frida, and I have Barbara Anna's Dreaming Garden that I haven't started, all kitted up. So those are kind of like my little bonus pieces that I might work a little bit here and there on, but not spend a lot of time on. And it's not like I feel like I have to work mega hours. I do have to work some hours on specific hours on Hawk Run Hollow a year in, because it's part of my monthly magazine. I made it fit into, I don't know if I talked about that. I think I did. I made it fit into my acrostic for Daisy, the April showers, the February ice skating. I guess only just two. I'm supposed to really get like, I don't know if 10 hours? 10 hours. Well, I have it down twice. So I don't know if I'm supposed to do, I guess I can make it my own thing. 20 hours total or 10 hours total. I'll see how it goes. But Sunflower Fairy is also on my magazine monthly. So that'll be good. I'll be knocking off 2 challenges. And Finished Dumpster Fire Friends is on there. So I just need to kind of get focused. I just didn't feel very focused last week. I think that whole Hawk Run Hollow, changing my fabric and all that, just really kind of sent me.
Threw you for a loop.
It threw me for a loop. Silly, but it did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are your big plans, girl?
Well, So this week, I really need to get some time in on my Barbara Bergeau Richards Friends piece, which I didn't bring with me out
Is
here.
that your Lipco piece?
It's my Whipco piece. So my goal is to work 8 hours on it this month. So I really need to work on it because I don't think I've worked on it at all in May. I did work on it some in April. I had gotten a little bit done, but so I want to work on that. And I will probably try to work some more on Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. Those are my 2 Whipco pieces. My Stitch Mania piece is going to be this one. So this week I will focus quite a bit probably on my sunflower. So I'll show you where I'm at with it so far to begin with. So you can hopefully see that there's progress next week. So I have this much done, but there's
a lot on that though.
quite a bit.
I mean, I know there's a lot to go, but
there is a lot to go, but I have done quite a bit. I started this in July when we were caring for Grandma. So it's kind of fitting that Mother's Day week I've been working on this.
Yeah.
I'll just think of it as in honor of her.
Yeah.
So those are my big kind of planned, like kind of major things, but I did spin. I didn't spin for any of my projects on that app this last week when we were on vacation. I just picked like what I wanted to work on and brought it. But I'm planning on working my Told in a Garden auction piece, which I didn't also, I haven't worked on that for a long time. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. I will work on my wintry cuore, Ibate cuore, the It's Not Christmas Without Christmas Tree piece on Monday. And actually on Tuesday, I'm supposed to work on my Barbara Bergeau Richards piece as my Tuesday spin. So that works out perfectly since that's the Whipco piece. I'm supposed to work on Snapperland on Wednesday, which I didn't work on at all this week, but I have been making sort of steady progress. And I feel like I'm almost to the point where I'll be working on just the border. Thursday, I'm supposed to work on my Joyful World. And I really do want to finish that. I am really quite close to finishing that border. So I probably won't finish it this week. And hopefully I'll be able to get to Hobby Lobby before that. Friday, I'm supposed to work on my Tunnel of Trees, which I was supposed to work on a couple weeks ago and didn't end up working on because we went on vacation. Saturday, I'm going to get to work on my Gathering Eggs. So those are my plans. And then next weekend, I will have a new start. So this weekend, I had started that new Lizzie Kate. So next weekend, I'm planning to start this. Twilight Angel. It's a Dimensions Gold kit that has everything in it. So that's perfect for me right now because I don't have a lot of extra resources to go buy lots of things, but I had this tucked away for a rainy day. So I will start that this week. It's probably more stitching than it looks like.
Do you follow Vanna Pfeiffer on Instagram?
I think so. Well,
she posted today. She's done a couple of those.
No, actually, I don't think I did.
She's done a couple. She highlighted them. Told in a Garden, those Amish pieces.
Oh, really? Oh,
maybe I follow her.
Hang on, I'm gonna see. I don't follow. How do I not follow her? That's crazy.
Yeah, if you pull her up, what she wanted for Christmas for Mother's Day was I think heirloom glass and frame maybe or something to frame a couple of those pieces.
Frame those. I really do. I like that Amish one.
Yeah.
I had changed things around. Originally, I wasn't going to stitch it very Amishy, but I think I'm changing it back to stitch it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Well, here's the threads for that Twilight Angel. Aren't they pretty?
Beautiful, yes.
And here's all the charms and things.
Oh, it's going to be so pretty. And you got everything you need.
It's all right there. And the fabric is
There's something about these
it'll be nice to stitch on.
Yeah.
I think I will just stitch it on the Ada. There's a part of me that thinks, I could change it to a different. But I think I'm just gonna, it's on a 16 count and it should give me a 5x7.
Yeah, it's a tiny, it's a petite.
Frame size 5x7. Yeah, it's a petite, old collection petite. So I'm excited to start that. I've kind of had that put aside for just when I wanted something like that. So those are my plans for this week.
Yeah, somebody gave me that for a birthday present or something years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
Before I even knew that dimension kits were like sold for a lot sometimes and that there was petites and gold and I just didn't know anything about charts. I
didn't really either.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have a haul?
No, I have no haul.
I have a little bit of haul. Just a little bit, not much. So I did get my magazine. Sarah gave me this for Christmas, my birthday last year.
Glad that it worked out to get your address changed.
It's got some cute things in it. It has this adorable kit. Oh no,
is it stuck?
Stuck, but it's stuck on a page that I'm not going to probably Look at this kit.
Oh, oh, that's cute.
Isn't that cute?
Girls would like that.
It's got the little cutout. It's like a card, and it cuts out, and it fits right in there, kind of like what Liddy was working on.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's cute.
It's got this adorable. This is the one that Sarah and I both really, really loved, and it was a Doreen Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And it is called A Hive of Activity.
Yeah, this one is so pretty.
Isn't that pretty? Really pretty. She's got a couple.
Like a little
pieces, right?
mandala.
Yeah, I wonder if she's like one of the editors. Have we talked about that before?
She often has things in that magazine, so I don't know if she's just a regular.
It says meet some of our designers, so she's just one of their designers. She does some prolific work. So that came to my own house. And then I think last week or 2 weeks ago, or whenever we recorded, I talked about how I had ordered some patterns from an Italian designer, and one was a PDF, and then it looked like the other two were going to be mailed to me, but I hadn't gotten any and no communication, and I had done them off Etsy, but didn't log into my account, so I had no way to track. Well, then I went back to my emails that I'd gotten, and all of a sudden they showed up as PDFs. So I printed them, and one of them is so cute. It's called Easter Nest.
Oh,
Is it focusing?
Yeah, pretty well. That's cute.
There you go. Isn't that cute? And the designer, let me tell you who the designers are. It is Teresa Morgita from Primitive Acorns. She's on Instagram. She's got a blog. But anyway, that was one of them. So cute. The other one doesn't have a nice stitched piece. It's just a pixelated view, but it's it says November on it, and it's just a little mushroom with a squirrel.
That's cute.
And then this is ABC 1, 2, 3. If you can't see it up here.
That's cute.
It's tiny. So that came, and then just this last week, I followed this gal on Instagram too. Her name is Stitchy Princess. Instagram, she's Stitchy_Princess_Black, and her Etsy is Stitchy Princess, all one word on Etsy, and it's called Miss Sunflower.
Oh, that's cute.
I don't really know what the story is on these. They're just like little blocks.
Clouds. They're supposed to be clouds.
Are they?
The sun and clouds.
Oh yeah, that's the sun. Okay, I get it now.
They're just patchworky looking.
Yeah. Anyway, it's adorable. I love her. She has a lot of these little princessy kind of looking things.
That's really
She's got some cute things. And then somebody made me do this. I don't even know why. It's not even like my normal style.
Somebody. Me? Who?
No, it wasn't you. So Julie from Stitching at the Cabin keeps raving about this piece, and she's doing it as a stitch along with somebody else. Can't remember who.
I think what this
and every time she shows it, I look at it and I think, I really like that. I don't know if I'll ever stitch it, but I really like it. And it's an old pattern. It's a Leisure Arts pattern, and it's by Teresa Wentzler, and it is the floral bell pull.
Oh yeah, I have seen her. Yeah. Yeah, that's not your usual style at all.
No, and it's dated. I mean,
it is beautiful.
1998.
It's really pretty though.
It's done on, what'd they do it on? Monaco over 2. I do really like it. And the colors on this leaflet are kind of washed out. It's not showing up. But
yeah, I would bet that in life they're a lot prettier.
Yeah, she's been working, I think, is she working on the top square, I think? I can't remember. So Julie, you made me do it. I bought it on Etsy. There were just a couple left. And I think it'd be really pretty when I have a craft room to hang in the craft room.
Or in an entryway. It would be a really pretty thing.
If I ever have an entryway, yeah. So that's my haul. Not a ton. I'm trying not to spend as much money. If I spend it, I'm going to spend it at Threadneedle.
Yeah.
Getting losses and stuff right now. So that's that. And
do you have your giveaway? Oh, what were you saying?
I do.
You have the giveaway handy that we were giving away last week?
Yeah. Do you want to do that and then go into non-stitchy stuff? Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
So we were giving away blue velvet ink circles. And the winner for the blue, what is it? Blue velvet ink circles. Blue velvet.
Julie Dixon. Julie, we were so happy that you are gonna get the ink circles. A lot of people
take it out of the package so it won't glare so much, but it's stunning.
It's so pretty. I was gonna read some of her comment, but it didn't save it. Where is it? I mean, it saved it. I know. I'll just have to go over to the YouTube.
It's 91 by 91. So it's basically the size of one of my Hawk Run Hollow squares.
Oh, that's not too big. It's not a very
No.
huge one.
No.
I was going to read some of her comment, and I don't know. Let me find it in a second. We had a lot of,
and I did get all
to read about how people started stitching. Like
yes,
this person started, who was it? Let's see.
by her husband's mother or grandmother or somebody. There was one-
Somebody, oh, Hannah learned to cross stitch from her husband, which I thought was so
Oh yeah, her husband.
wonderful. His mom used
Yeah.
to cross stitch, but he mainly taught himself off YouTube so that he could make video game magnets. I just loved it. Then
I
he
didn't
taught
read
her.
that part. I didn't see
Yeah.
that.
And I was trying to see if there were other comments I wanted to. Well, oh, go ahead.
Well, I was thinking, so when my son's fiance quarantined with us last year, and she was going stark raving mad, just sitting at home all the time, and I taught her how to knit. But knitting is, knitting, once you learn it and really do it a lot, it becomes intuitive. But it can take a while to really understand when you've made a mistake, what you did and how to rip it out.
Mhm.
And we don't live real close by each other. I mean, they're in the next town down, and traffic is terrible. So I don't really get to like knit with her or help her very much. But I really think she would love to cross stitch. And I'm thinking for Christmas next
She
year,
probably would.
I think she could do, I mean, there's no learning curve. I mean,
No, not really.
it's just, if it doesn't look right, you look at your squares and you think, oh, okay. Once you get the idea that you're going to cross them the same direction, and
Yeah.
maybe French knots could be a little hard, but I'll find her a pattern with no French knots. But I think
That's not hard to find these days.
if we don't do it before that, I'm going to definitely do it either for Christmas or for her birthday, which is right around Christmas. So I think she would really like it. I think she would find it very calming.
Mhm.
And
It is
she's
really calming.
and you can work on it a little bit at a time. She's going to be in nursing school when they move to Indianapolis, so she'll be busy. But I could see she's crafty. She likes to do things, and I just think she would
probably
like,
like some Etsy. There's probably some designers on Etsy that I could see her really getting into. I found the comment that I was going to mention from, I knew there was something in Julie's comment that I was going to want to touch on, but I forgot. So she says that her grandmother had a lot of Hummels that she had collected over the years. When her mom passed away, they found that they weren't as much as you would think, unless they have specific markings and are very rare.
Yeah.
And then
I went on eBay.
Hmm?
I went on eBay to look at Hummels, and there's definitely two lines. There's some that definitely look like they're a little more expensive, and then there's more of the mass-produced ones. I think that happened maybe in the 80s or something like that. I don't know when, but
the other thing I was going to say, and she mentioned this in her comment, and a few other people have talked to me about it. I am thinking I'm going to start my HAED in the fall, maybe September. I should probably just pick, but a few people have been asking if I will kind of pick a time to start it, and maybe multiple people who are getting ready to think about starting a HAED want to start one together. So if you're interested in kind of doing a HAED stitch along, like I know Julie said she has a couple that she was interested in starting, and I think Heather Miller maybe is looking at possibly starting one. So, and there's probably other people too who are maybe getting ready to jump on the.
And people that are already working on them can jump in and be part of the tag.
Of course. Yeah. So I was thinking in the fall, I was thinking of starting that Annie Stagg. It's a Thumbelina. I forget what it's called, Tiny Traveler or something like that.
Yeah.
In the fall. So maybe kind of like a September start, back to school. I know, like nobody else is necessarily.
Gives people time to get their stuff.
But that would give, and me time to gather everything. And I got a question, I think it was from Julie also, but maybe some other people. We've been talking about how I may just use a Q-snap until I can afford a Lowry stand. And Julie asked if I'm planning on doing Pattern Keeper, and I do not have Pattern Keeper, nor do I have a good tablet for using Pattern Keeper on. I have some old Kindles which don't work very well.
Did I give you my Kindle Fire?
You gave it, yeah, Millie has it. Millie has it. You gave it to
my Kindle Fire was not that bad.
I know.
I hardly used it.
Still having a hard time getting some stuff figured out with it.
I bet you should try getting Pattern Keeper on it.
But I'm not even, I know a lot of people swear by Pattern Keeper, but I tend to be I like a book in my hand. I like a pattern I can mark off. Pattern Keeper would probably be great for HAED, but I haven't really explored it. So I don't really have a question yet or an answer yet to that question, Julie, but I'm thinking about it. If I were going to get Pattern Keeper, I'd need to probably invest in some kind of technology that would allow me to do that. And I'm not sure I'm going to make that a huge priority right now.
Well,
I know that there are probably going to be a million comments telling me I should.
I think you should just try it, at least on the Kindle that I gave you.
Yeah, that's true. I could try it. Is it an app? I don't even really know. Is it a program you buy or an app you just download?
An app.
So maybe I should try it on the Kindle and see. I feel like a lot of people use iPads. If you use a Kindle with Pattern Keeper, let me know. Tell me. I really haven't even looked into it. I've just only ever used written, like physical charts in my hand, but I've also never done like a 79-page pattern before. So I'm willing to change the way I do things if I'm changing the way I'm doing things. So if you're interested in doing a stitch along kind of fun start, let's think about September. Let me know. If you really don't like September, you can throw out another time, but that would give me time to gather up all the materials I need, which shouldn't be too hard. It's just going to be a lot of DMC.
Guess who's not starting that in September?
That would be you. That's okay. You have like way more going on.
I'll just work on my Mirabilia.
Yeah, you have a Mirabilia you're starting and Hawk Run Hollows. I don't have a big Mirabilia I'm starting. I do have some big pieces, but none like quite like.
Well, you have your Snow Queen Mirabilia.
I do have my Snow Queen. I know. I think she's on my. I'm gonna work on her the last week of May for Mania, which I'm excited about. Okay, the other thing we usually do. This is getting really long. This is the longest video we've had in a long time. We've been about an hour.
We've stopped a couple times.
Yeah, not for very long though. This is going to be.
Okay, well, I don't have.
We're about an hour and a half right now, which is fine. We just had
2 weeks.
That's true. We didn't have one last week, so we did have a little more to talk about. Do you want to talk about books at all? I have books. I did more reading.
I'm still just reading my Maisie Dobbs on my Kindle, and I'm slowly.
Oh, not the misread?
I still have that on there, but I stopped reading her. I have 2 Maisie Dobbs that I'm behind on. There's the brand new one that I really want to get caught up on, but I had not read the one before it.
Okay.
And that was what I needed the book light for, and it's just awkward in bed. And so I just went ahead and broke down and bought it on my Kindle, even though I have the hard copy, but I will always have the hard copies because they're my favorites.
Right.
I am going to go through, there's a bunch of books up in my attic, like boxes of books that we packed up when we had a set of kids moving in a few years ago. And I need to go through those. And I think I'm going to donate the majority of them out of here because they're not books. I mean, I probably would love to read them, but I'm probably not going to. I'll either buy them on my Kindle or they're not ones I'm going to read anymore. There's no sense in keeping them. We really have to start purging this house out.
Yeah.
Can't save every little thing, but there's 3 authors that I will not get rid of. It's Rosamund Pilcher books, it's Maeve Binchy books, and it's Maisie Dobbs books.
Yeah.
I will always have those in mostly hardbacks. So I'm reading it. I'm not very far in because I don't read. Just really, I did see an article that talked about weight loss, women my age and weight loss not happening. And one of the things that they talked about was that some women's bodies don't respond to weight loss efforts as well if they're not getting enough sleep. And I know I'm not getting enough sleep. And so as much as I hate the idea of going to bed even earlier, I can go to bed and at least give myself a little more time to read in bed because I'm going to bed so late as it is. And then I don't read more than a couple pages. And I do miss reading. There's a lot of books that I would love to read. So that's something I have to work on.
Yeah. Set a timer on your phone. When it goes off, you get up and go to bed.
I know.
That's what I should do too. I'm not really great at that either. I'm a night owl and I like being awake at night.
I do too.
Well, I was on vacation, so I also kind of lazed around and had more time to read. So I have a few books I was going to show that I'm sort of focusing on right now. So this is Millie's favorite book, and she talks about it all the time. And when we were in Leavenworth together, she found it on the shelf at the bookstore. So it's a retelling of the Snow and Rose, I think might be the name kind of the fairy tale. There's another name for it, I forget. But
isn't it a combination of fairy tales? No?
Snow White and Rose Red, I think is the name of the fairy tale that this is kind of based on. And there's like a bear in it that takes the girl away in the original fairy tale. But this is really quite different, but it's kind of these 2 sisters. And it is really good. So it's kind of geared for kids, but I'm enjoying it a lot. I mean, and the illustrations in this book are done by the author. And they are gorgeous. I mean, these would be beautiful stitched up. Let me find another one that's like just totally, there's been a couple that I'm just like, oh my gosh.
It's a beautiful cover to a book too.
I know. Here, let me see. I mean, all of them are beautiful, but look at this.
Oh yeah.
Just so pretty. So this has been, I'm getting pretty close to the end. It's a quick read. I'm just not a really quick reader. Oh gosh, look at this. These illustrations in the back.
Oh, I love it.
I know. So if you're looking for a good book that's kind of, you could probably find this at your library. If you just like lighthearted books that are going to be sweet and quick to read, this is a good one. I'm enjoying it even as an adult. It's not. Another one that's kind of a kid book that I'm reading. This is another one my girls really wanted me to read. This is the second in the Mysterious Benedict Society series, number 2.
You like them?
They are fun, kind of rollicking and enjoyable.
Yeah.
Real quirky, pretty quirky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am enjoying those. So I've been reading those, kind of trying to read through them so I can tell the girls. I think Jesse's waiting for this one too, because he also read the first one. Then my grown-up book, I'm reading One Corpse Too Many, which is the second Brother Cadfael. Have you ever read these, Mom? These are fun. You should. I'm not sure I own the first one. I think I got it through the library.
I remember seeing those people reading those.
Yeah, you know, I'm hearing it kind of is popping up. I'm probably noticing it because I am reading it, but so maybe they've always popped up and I just didn't know because I didn't. This is the second one I've read, and they're fun. It's a medieval whodunit, so they're like a detective mystery. Brother Cadfael is kind of this like rough guy who became a monk, a priest, a monk, I guess, like in a monastery, and he's just really good at solving crimes, and they kind of seem to flock around him. So that is really fun. And then my last, I'm reading this Astrophysics for People in a Hurry, which my brother Austin gave me because he knows I'm really interested in, I really love to learn about space. And I didn't take physics in school. I didn't take astronomy. I didn't take anything like in college that was along these lines. And I am fascinated by this topic of astrophysics. I feel like it's one of the realms where science is like exploding, and like dark matter and black holes and all these things that kind of are in the sci-fi air, kind of when you watch TV or whatever. Yeah. But there's actual like science that is being done around what is going on in space. It's just phenomenal. So this is not a fast read for me. I am not in a hurry because I'm so slowly moving through this book because I have to read.
Does it make sense to you?
It makes sense to me, but I have to read it really carefully and slowly and over again sometimes, but it's not boring. Like, it's not like I'm reading it like falling asleep. It's just like, okay, wait a second. That kind of blew my mind. And then I turn the page and I'm like, oh my gosh, that just blew my mind too. So like, for example, I was telling Jesse, he was talking about, because I'm like, not even sure I have the words to describe it, because light takes us time to travel here. When they look at the source of that light, it's basically like looking backward in time, like millions of years. And my brain went like, you're getting me. Oh. You're right. I mean, it makes sense. This idea makes sense about light traveling, and it took millions of years to get here or whatever. And anyways, it's
mind blows me. Like, by the time we get light from a star, it's been extinguished for,
I know. It's like amazing. It's so interesting to me. And he's not a Christian. I'm pretty sure he's an atheist. So he's coming at things from a pretty different perspective. I don't tend to be, I don't really, this is like so controversial for our podcast, possibly, but I don't believe in a young earth idea of creation. And so it's really fascinating to read a non-Christian's perspective on how the world was made and all of these interesting things. I really respect him. I think he's brilliant, and I may not agree with his conclusions all the time, but I really appreciate his.
Oh, he comes from a young earth background.
Oh, no, he's an atheist. He does not.
Oh, any earth.
I don't think so, and I think he's so fascinating. Yeah, he's so good at breaking down these complex phenomena. And I end up seeing, as a Christian, I end up seeing the finger of God through a lot of these things that are phenomena that maybe are in a different way by somebody else. And to me, I'm just like, no, you know what? That kind of matches up with my worldview that I already think. Anyways, it's just really interesting. So I'm sure I might be the only person on this watching this that has read this book, but maybe not. So
Maybe not.
If
Maybe
you're
somebody's
really
going to say,
interested,
I think I want
let
to
me
read
know.
that. I mean, I have to say that, not that I would ever read that book at this point in my life, because I just don't think I could, my mind could handle it. But like when we watch these like fantasy, sci-fi, travel, time travel kind of movies, like I just have such a hard time even understanding any of the concepts they're talking about.
I know.
You know, we're watching a show right now that's on, I think, ABC or NBC, called Debris. It was a new series that started after Christmas sometime, and it's about an asteroid it was an alien ship that crashed into Earth but broke up and pieces have fallen all over the world. And it's got these properties, right? And so these weird phenomenons are happening. And I'm sure some of these phenomenons that they're talking about in this show are based on some kind of real life astrophysics or some kind of, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, weird things happen, and they're racing to find these pieces because they want to get the technology from this ship because it can save our planet, kind of thing. Anyway, it's an interesting show. Every week's very different. And it's kind of building.
Yeah, we haven't watched that. We probably like it.
Oh, you should watch it. I think you guys might like it. I mean, for a network show, I mean,
yeah.
Just where are you going?
Are you done?
No, but where are you going?
Recording?
Yeah.
We're almost done.
Yeah.
Can you call Conings? She said Spaghetti Factory, 536.
Everybody knows now what the plans for your dinner are.
Sorry, people. Anyway, I think, I wonder if anybody else has been watching it that watches us.
I haven't even heard that. We don't really watch a lot of network TV, so.
No, I mean,
we wait until it comes around on streaming services.
It's a different kind of concept, I think, which is what drew us in. And like I said, every episode, it's a different phenomenon. And there's an underlying storyline where world governments are kind of competing to get these pieces. And they've got foot soldiers on the ground that are doing all the grunt work, but now they're realizing that maybe they're not working for the same cause they thought they were working towards. So it's kind of building to this big conclusion. And who knows if it'll get picked up again. You know, network TV.
Sometimes they get canceled.
You get hooked on a show. I try not to get too vested in most of them, but I've also been watching Call the Midwife. Oh my word. I love that show. I forgot how much I loved it.
Yeah.
I kind of got behind and I'm getting caught up again. So that's been my stitching show, watching stuff. And Bob Newhart. Anyway, yeah.
All right.
All that to say, I probably should read your books so I can understand my TV shows.
Yeah, that'll make it all make sense. It is really, it's really fascinating, but it is, I don't have the background of even basic understanding. So I think that's why it's taken me so long to just really slowly be like, he'll just throw something out there that probably if I had taken some kind of astrophysics or any kind of like anything, I would be like, oh, yeah, of course. But then I'm just like, I'll go on these Google hunts, like, what is he talking? Oh my gosh, like cosmic microwave background. I'd never even heard of this idea. And now I'm like, okay, I kind of get what you're talking about, but stuff like that.
Okay, so here's the thought for you guys. If you comment, please leave a comment. We love it. Let us know.
Sorry, we don't have a giveaway this week. We were busy.
Yeah, we will have one next week though.
Yeah.
And I am all caught up on mailing out my giveaways. Are you all caught
up? I'm not,
yet?
no. They're in my car. I will be.
Well, if you were getting one from my side of the state, you probably already got it because I mailed it early last week.
You're missing one. It's all my fault. You can leave a comment and let me know if you're watching this and you haven't gotten one, just so that I make sure I know. I have them all in a pile, but it's been a while, so I'm sorry about that.
Okay, and Julie, we probably have her address, but maybe you should email us again.
Yeah.
Did she send us a Stitchy friends?
She did. Julie? Yes. Actually, well, she did just. So she should be on the featured friends next week.
We have her email. Okay.
I have
so
her email, so I could email her. And
okay.
Yes.
So you don't need to worry about that. We've got your email, Julie, and I will try to get this out this week.
But you don't have her mailing address, though.
Oh, no. Oh, we don't have her.
I just checked. We do not have your mailing address. Julie, if you want to shoot that to us in an email, in the description box below is our email. And if anybody wants to be featured friends, shoot us something. It's fun. I love doing that. It makes me happy every time I see an email come through.
Yeah, so much out there. And let us know what you're reading, or if you're watching something really fun on Netflix or your regular TV or whatever.
Yeah, let's just chat. I'm not doing great at responding to comments, but I'm reading every single one. Not that there's like hundreds or anything, but I do read through them and mean to respond, but sometimes I run out of time. Well, and I was on vacation, so I really was behind.
You do. Love you all.
Have a great week. Happy stitching.